All right, first things first, I gotta season this cast iron skillet and get it put away. Let's let the notifications get sent out. Make sure that all's good with that. That hurt. All right, looks like we're doing good now. What's up, guys? Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is going to be a quick thing. Gonna make some spaghetti from scratch. It shouldn't take too long, but I only had X amount of dollars to spend, and I need it to create like days worth of food. And spaghetti sauce it is. At least with the spaghetti sauce, I can stretch it out with the noodles. Still not feeling 100%. Trying to get my shift covered tomorrow. It's probably not going to get covered, so I'm probably going to have to go anyway. Not excited about that reality. I'm going to use this big pot for the sauces. By the way, if you're new here, welcome to Yum Yonder. I am going to cook some spaghetti sauce, and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you wouldn't mind. It would mean a lot. Thank you. So first things first, I need to get this pot of meat going. Where's my wooden spoon? Here it is. Using this guy. And so I'm literally just splitting this open and putting all of this in here. I gotta take that trash out soon. What's up, Jade? What's up, Bong? So I'm using 3 pounds of meat. And I hope I got enough tomatoes. I got 5 cans of crushed tomatoes and 1 can of paste. So I'm gonna leave that right there to do its thing. And once it gets cooked good, I got a giant onion that I'm going to use. And I think I'm using this whole onion because I like onions and I'm probably the only one that's going to be eating this sauce. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Like I said, I'm still pretty exhausted from this sickness that I've been dealing with the last week. It's been exactly a week. Since I was running the fever. Yeah, exactly 1 week. And it's still, I still got shit coming up out of my throat, which sucks pretty bad. But what can you do? And I gotta be honest, I am ready for this shit to be over. Because I am sick of it. The meat's finally starting to get hot in here. Yeah, boy, I could do without that. What's up, Rhino? Also, man, I've been in my head about these streams lately because the numbers have been lacking lately in a massive way comparatively, and that makes me sad. It makes me think, shit, I counted my chickens too fast. And that it was all a fluke of a couple of months. And now we're never going to be getting numbers like that again. And it's all over. And it's because I was proud. Too much so. And now the universe is showing me that, hey, you can't be proud of stuff like that, buddy. And that's what I'm thinking. That's how I feel things are going. And I am terrified of that reality. So I've been very self-conscious about that. I've been down and in my feelings about it. And I haven't been down and in my feelings for quite some time now, but as of right now, I'm feeling that. I'm feeling like we lost it. Whatever that thing was that made what we were doing great is now gone. And I'm really hoping that that's not the case, but I'm scared that it is. This meat's starting to yield some grease now. Do you think that happened? Do you guys think that happened? What's up, green tea? I mean, I'm thinking about doing Skyrim anyway because that was what started all of this success was Skyrim. Oh shit. This is a lot of onion. I'm dicing a giant onion, and I'm using all of it too. But even still, like, it was crazy. Like, we went from the Red Dead And we were still getting big numbers in Red Dead after we switched. But then I took off a couple of nights that I normally would have streamed, especially my biggest night, which is Sunday. I took that night off because I was sick. And then we've just not done anything since then. Like, none of them have been crazy. And I just grown used to that, confidently used to the fact that this is just how it is now. Things are just on the up and up. Everything's gonna be okay. And I'm just scared that it's not gonna be. I mean, I truly fear that it's gonna be bad. Well, not bad, but just, I truly fear that it was a fluke, all of it. 2 months of insane numbers, and then you take one of your biggest days off once, and now all of a sudden it's all gone. My brain just does that. My brain takes me there. I don't know why, but it does. Let me go put this in the trash can real fast. It's all the nasty stuff's already been thrown away. I had to go and my trash can, I didn't leave the house for a few days, so the trash can sat out at the road because I don't think anybody else thinks to bring it in when they see it out there. But that's okay. I don't mind being responsible for it. I'm gonna be browning this meat for a long time because I want it to get kind of crispy. Don't believe the words of the enemy. I know, but I just can't. I can't help it. I just can't help how I feel, you know? By the way, this is a bare bones recipe that we're working with. I'm using 5 cans of crushed tomatoes. I don't think I have any more. I actually do have some more down here that I could use. I haven't made any tea in a while. I could make some tea maybe. But I kind of got rid of the soft drinks and all the sugar drinks. It would kind of be counterintuitive to go back to that. I got this weird addiction with these numbers in the YouTube studio where I'll see them going up, you know, and then all of a sudden it stops going up and it just sits there, and then it freaks me out, and then it stops going, then it stops sitting there and starts going down, and then that really freaks me out. Because in my mind, that's the universe's way of telling me, okay, buddy, it's all over now. Get ready for it. Get used to it. It's all over. It's done. You had your run. I hope you enjoyed it. Was it fun? That's how. I know it's a crazy overreaction, but that's just how my brain rationalizes these things to me. Maybe it is the devil. Look who's on TV, mama. Yeah, I know I'm crazy. Yeah. We're still doing pretty good, though. I still got over 122,000 watch hours. And that's not really dropping off big for another, couple weeks. Still coughing up a bunch of junk. Not even counting the green tea. Normal folks making spaghetti would probably look at the sauce or look at the meat right where it's at. What's up, Jason? And say, okay, this is time. It's done. But I'm gonna make it extra crispy and crumbly before I add any of the tomato sauce. But also, honestly, at the point that it's at right now, with all this grease that's in there, I think I'm going to put these onions in there now. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So all these onions can cook in the grease. Literally stirring the biggest raw onion on earth chopped into all of this beef. A lot of folks will be like, "Hey, that's a lot of onions for spaghetti sauce," and I know, but I like onions. And plus, I'm looking, onions and garlic is very good for sicknesses. So I'm trying to stockpile this thing with like antioxidants. And I intend to cook it all until it's literally like, until the onions are kind of transparent, you know. Hell yeah, Dylan. Appreciate the positivity. Bong, we all have no life, really, if you look at it from a certain perspective. This guy can go, though. Oh, fuck. I missed the trash can. My buddy Tommy Pope says leave the asshole intact when you're chopping an onion. And that's what I just pulled out. Now this does smell so good. A lot of onion, a lot of beef. I'm gonna hit it with some salt. To help soften it up some. These onions, not too big, not too small. They're just a decent size here. So this is going to be a lot of hurry up and wait. All right, so I got my oregano leaves, my basil, parsley flakes. Got plenty of parsley. So I may need do I have any no. I thought I had some I how about that? I found one. A little packet of crushed red peppers. Add a little spice. Got some new sponges, and they're huge and thick, and I don't like that. It's too new. I'm gonna break it in. It's like a new shoe. It hasn't been worn in yet, and it doesn't move the right way. It forms you to it, rather than vice versa. Okay, so I got all of my seasonings and stuff. Do I have any more basil in here? Got a shitload of oregano. No, that'll be enough though. It'll all be fine. It'll be fine, right? I think it'll be fine. I haven't seen any of the new Dexter. I saw a little bit of the other, the one that came out. Not most recently, but the nearest one, where it's looking into Harrison. But I haven't seen any of the new stuff. I got the new Superman. I got the new Jurassic World movie. I got the Final Destination movie. But I haven't watched any of them yet. I put them on a zip drive and put them in my computer or on my TV, because I was expecting to just stay in bed all day today, but then I started thinking, man, I need food. All I've got left is like one bowl of chicken bog, which honestly, I'm hungry. I want to eat that now. That meat's gonna be a while. So this is the last of the chicken bog you guys saw, and I've eaten it every day. I went to Arby's yesterday, but I also ate a bowl of chicken bog. So however long it's been since I made it, how many days has that been? I don't even remember what day it was, but I made it. But that giant meal lasted me until today. So, and I need this thing because this is what I'm going to put that sauce in. And I'm really just waiting for it to cook these onions down, because I want them to absorb a lot of that grease. And I want them to thin out to almost becoming transparent in the dish. That's what I'm looking for. How long's that been? Yeah, I do love a good Scarlett Johansson close up. Good Lord. So right now I'm basically frying this meat and onions in the meat's fat. The fat of the land, George. Living off the fat of the land. Dig. It's doing it. Still good. Several days later. I need this I need this clean. Thankfully, it was just a rice dish. And nothing that'll taint the integrity of this Tupperware. I'm not wasting any opportunity to spit this stuff up. I'm sorry if it's gross, y'all, but I gotta do it. I am really not trying to keep any of this stuff around, and I've been spitting it up at every turn, and it's still stuck with me a week later. I really wish somebody would take my shift tomorrow, but I feel like that's just not in the cards. I was lucky enough that someone took my shift tonight. Homie Ronaldo. But I've still just been coughing junk up. Since last Saturday. Leave that there to dry. It'll be plenty dry by the time I need it. I think this is going to give us that pop. Nope, still not. So we're still a ways away from this being ready for sauce, ready to be drained. Yep. I was thinking that my I had $20. I thought, what's the most amount of food I can make for $20? And all roads led to spaghetti. I already had 2 cans of tomatoes and 1 can of paste. I have noodles. I had that already, and I was like, well, for $20 I can probably get 3 pounds of meat, a couple of extra cans of tomatoes, and probably an onion. And that's exactly what I got. And I had to get another thing of parsley flakes because I was worried I might not have enough of that. But as it turns out, I have more basil, or I have more parsley on hand than I do basil. But that's okay. I'm not worried about it. What's up, Raul? All roads lead to spaghetti. And by the way, 3 pounds of meat, 3 cans of crushed tomatoes, 1 giant onion, and 1 jar of parsley flakes was like $20.60. So it worked. And I had a bowl of chicken bark left. That's a win right there. One thing that's messing me up with all this junk that's in my head is like I'm very dizzy. I've been getting dizzy spells out of nowhere. It's getting a little closer to that pop that I want whenever I stir this stuff. These onions are starting to get pretty transparent. What do you guys think? Bong hole. Brother, there's no way that you knew this girl long enough for her to be affecting you like that, dog. We here for you, bud. This is it. Don't be giving stuff that don't matter no more energy like that, because it don't matter no more. And the only person that's making it matter is you. You gotta trust me on that, dog. We're here and we're supportive, but there ain't no way. You're letting her win. Don't let that victim mindset get you, bro. All right, now we're actually getting somewhere. For real, dude. Don't let it get you. Eleven. We can't continue to give life force to these things that are not equally adding to our life force. Dare I say that certain situations do the exact opposite and they take away from our life force in a massive way. Those things deserve not our attention. Just kind of, I should have said that to myself earlier in this stream, because y'all are right. It really is going to be fine. Just because we had a few streams that didn't go so well, and that was probably my fault. I probably didn't name them something catchy enough, or I wasn't as fun to be around in the streams because I've been sick this last week. It was probably my fault, you know, that it happened, right? Has to be. Let's let this do its thing for a minute longer. Let's go have another word from the sponsors. What do you guys say? That pot's so big. Deep walled. That it'll be fine. Anything that pops will get caught on the walls. Whoops. God almighty. Oh, not studio, my channel. There it is. What's up, Marv? Never too late. Never too late to eat something. Some people will say it's too late to eat something. By the way, we're at 1862 subscribers. It's pretty awesome. Linda Cardellini is, I love her so much. I'm stoked that we found the horse in Red Dead. We raided that guy last night, and see what it sounds like. See what it sounds like. Yeah, let's go look. We rated that guy last night, and he kept saying that he wished he knew how to raid people. So I commented instructions on how to raid somebody, and then a few minutes later he kept saying, yeah, someone's gonna have to tell me how to do that. And I commented it again, and I realized, is this dude like actively ignoring me right now? So then I kind of got a little snarky, and I was like, well, somebody whose comments he's actually paying attention to, let him know that there's instructions on how to do this thing that he keeps saying he'd like to know how to do. It's driving me crazy. So, dude, is this guy just ignoring me? But he was saying that like the White Arabian isn't really that good of a horse. It spooks easily and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, I get that, but like I never really wanted it because it was for any specific reason. I'm just like, yeah, I like the horse. It's cool. It's snow white. It literally looks like a unicorn. It's awesome. And it's one of the rarest horses in the game. Can't believe we found it right when we went back. That was awesome. Because I've gotten pretty good at breaking the horses that if I can get on the horse's back, it's mine. The red one is cool too, the red Arabian. Hell yeah. Check this out, y'all. Yeah. But he definitely said the words, that horse isn't even that good. Yeah, skittish. I think that's what I said. It was skittish. That it scares easily, meaning, and I know that. But dude, that kind of upset me. As I was like, I was so excited to get that horse, and then we go in and we raid this guy, and then he's like just kind of shitting on the thing. Man, I was excited about that. Okay, let me get this here fitted with some foil. bam. I need a little bit more medicine. I've been taking this stuff every day, and I think it's the only thing that's making these days get better. And I don't measure it, I take a swig. What are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to measure it? Nice. I saw Dave made a video on how to raid. We got 11 likes. That's pretty awesome. If you haven't liked yet, please do that, guys. Would help out so much. I hate that that subscriber count thing doesn't work. Had to listen for the sizzle for a second. It's fine. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you should play a little Skyrim. I like Lil Wayne. We went from in a row getting like 2 to 5K to getting like hopefully 1. I gotta stop looking at these analytics. I gotta stop looking at the numbers, or else it's gonna drive me crazy. It's gonna drive me crazy. I believe now we'll get that nice pop that we want when I go to stir it. Listen, listen. Yeah, that's what I want. Those onions are cooked down now to where they're little like pieces of gummy candy. And that's good. That's what you want. By the way, shout out once again for Satchel hooking us up with these microphones, dude. They're so clutch for streams like this or our secret pre-show streams. They're so clutch for stuff like that. Got him. Bam. That's right. It will, Bong. It will. Bam. I wonder how long. I don't know what kind of battery life we're working with. There we go. I'm gonna plug this guy in. The last few days, I've just been fighting this urge to when I'm standing, I just want to be sitting, and when I'm sitting, I want to be laying. The reason I want this to take its time cooking is because, you know what, we'll just go right here. The reason I want this to take its time cooking and as I want it to I want some of that flavor to stick to the bottom of the pan. But because that's a non-stick pan, it doesn't draw flavor none too much. Like a stainless steel would. Or something like that. You know what? I'm actually gonna. I'll go check on that in a minute. Just finding myself so exhausted. I can't, like, I got no energy. And I'm out of breath, which I'm fat, and that's never been a secret. But it's not been this way before. I could stand up and move around, and like I don't, it wouldn't bother me how long it was. But this last week, man, I have just been tired. Like uncharacteristically tired. I really want my back to pop, but it didn't. We'll soon be ready to put some tomatoes in that pot. This is a part that a lot of people don't know to do, is to, like when your meat, like I showed you guys way earlier, probably, how long has this been going? An hour and 20 minutes. I showed you guys probably 30 to 40 minutes ago when I was like, now most people would just add their sauce at this point. But that's not what I'm doing. I want this stuff to like crumble and crisp. I don't want it to be light brown. I want it to be dark. There we go. Got it. That's right. Squeeze all the flavor out. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure the illness is taking its toll. I'm going to let it do one more round of I'm going to let it do one more round of that. What's up, Christina? No worries, we're still here. We're still here. We're still doing it. We're still in it. Oh, we're up to 12 likes. That's nice. Nothing wrong with inhaling an entire block of cheese after doing something. May as well. All right, Dylan. Love you, buddy. Good to see you. The earth is not a cold, dead place. Explosions in the Sky is a incredible band out of Austin, Texas. I like that one album. The Earth is Not a Cold, Dead Place. The rest of the albums are good. But that album is great. Hell yeah, dude. Sounds fun, Christina. Big Bear. Heard a lot about it. Saskatchewan, in the middle of the country. They go British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Ontario. From west to east. (3,087 kilometers). In the last 2 days, we've gotten 12,000 views. I've got a little, one of my shorts that I posted is doing really well from one of my first Kill Tony minutes. It was me singing the Golden Girls song. It's at like 16K right now, which those shorts never really go off like that. 191,000 miles. Here we go. All right. Okay. You can see this fine. Now, I'll start opening some cans. Okay, we're going one can. I'm breaking my rules about using the stovetop as a countertop, because I know one eye is all that's on. Don't get in the habit of doing that, and avoid it at all costs. Shit. Okay, we got 5 cans of crushed tomatoes in here. Oh. And I'm gonna need a butter knife. I'm just holding the knife steady and twisting the can. And then one can of water. See this, huh? Good. We got a sauce. And I'm gonna let the tomatoes cook a while I wash these cans. I got the, so maybe I'll drop the heat. Okay. Okay, so some crushed red pepper flakes, a whole packet of those. Give it some nice spicy elements. We hit it with salt. Let's go in with some oregano. Probably about that much. Some basil. Well, I'll pop this. About that much. And then for our parsley flakes. Extra parsley flakes. And yeah. This is the amount of seasonings I just dumped in there on top of this stuff, you can see. And just stir it in. All of those earthy tones that you get. Floral. And we're going to need to go again. No more oregano. Bit more basil. I'm going with these parsley flakes. Let's use the rest of that. Yuck. This is the lid. It is. I'm gonna lid that pot so it doesn't keep blopping the sauce out. I want it to continue to cook on low for a bit longer. Been doing pretty good lately about making a lot of food last a few days. So what I need to do with this is make myself make noodles every time and fight the urge to just put a bunch of meat sauce in a bowl and eat that like a dog. See, strainer doesn't take but half the time to dry because it's only, I mean, it ain't got but half the material that a normal bowl would have. So it dries off twice as quick because it's got half the, you know what I mean? That's how it works, ain't it? That's how it works, ain't it? We're gonna let that sit there and simmer for a while. And I'm eventually gonna need oh my God. This is what happens when we put things where they don't go. Word of wisdom is that when you're putting pots away, if it's the same brand and type of pot, you put them biggest on the bottom, smallest in the, like they all go in one, right? Like those little Russian dolls, they're made for each other. You don't sit a pot with skillets. Skillets do the same thing. If you have skillets, those go largest to smallest as you go up. The pot was sitting in with the skillets. So when I went to take it out, all of the skillets fell out. Thankfully, I grabbed the handle of the one on the bottom and put the rest of them back where they were supposed to go because they're stacked properly. Just some kitchen etiquette. Stuff I like to share. While I'm cooking. Just little things that make your life easier. Gonna hit a little salt. You want your noodle water to be salty as the sea. The old Italians say. Put a bit of olive oil in there so nothing sticks together. I'm not quite ready to heat it up yet. I got a bunch of noodles. And I I think I'm done with all these seasonings, but I'm going to leave them there for now just in case. Let's let it do its thing for a moment. Good sauce takes time. Yeah, good sauce takes time. You don't want to rush it. And a little pasta water in the sauce once that time comes. I know how you feel, Christina. You don't have to go anywhere. Sometimes I don't want to go to bed even though I'm so tired. Never, if I put any pasta away, I have to put it in with the sauce because just regular pasta reheated is foul, man. It just doesn't turn out right. Ketamine, more like spaghettamine, I could eat. Spaghetti about it. Welcome to you. We got a little crew in here for the spaghetti. I guess I could just go ahead and make some noodles. The sauce is done. It'll only get better from where it's at right now. And I'm leaving it on the stovetop to like simmer for a long time. I think that was Iraq who invented the noodle. I think that was Sir Isaac Noodle. Invented the noodle. He was he flew a kite with a noodle tied to the end of it. And invented noodles. Yeah, and he was struck with a brilliant idea saying, boy, this is a delicious, well, we could probably eat this with tomato sauce or maybe shrimp and cheese and cream. Or maybe just crushed tomatoes and assorted garden herbs. Yeah, a bunch of fellas with their noodle out. Watch out. You don't want to end up in that. I would have put mushrooms in it, but financially I was limited. I like mushrooms in my spaghettis as well. Never put butter in it though. Because even though I do love butter, the only place where I think that would fit in my dish would be in the noodles. But I'm just using olive oil with the noodles, so I don't really need the butter. Yes, Sir Isaac Noodle, he was out there. And Sir Isaac Noodle famously said, "I did not chop down that noodle tree, for I cannot tell a lie." Yeah, I don't know why I don't know why I don't really combine butter with tomato stuff. You know what they say, you can't get a noodle out of a turnip. Yes, so Sir Olivia Noodle John. Steve knows. Well, that's like the pot calling the noodle black. Yeah, that's what I heard. They were the old noodle chutes. Parachutals, if you will. They were jumping out of helicopters with parachutals. That's the way I heard it. And that really rose to prominence during the Viet Noodle War. And then when they came back, people were just throwing tomatoes at them. It was just calling them all these horrible names. Just calling them all these horrible names. They come back and they call them like you Parmesan killer. They come back and they all these awful things like you to murderer. They were just calling them all these horrible names. Like, imagine you go off and you fight in the Viet Noodle War and you come home and they just stand there and they're yelling at you, calling you a to murderer. Could you believe that? Could you believe that sort of crap? Not me. No, not me. Boy, that would piss me off right down to the bone. If I get back home from the Viet Noodle War and somebody comes and they says, to murderer, where you get off calling me such a thing. These people, they got no respect, You guys want to take a look at some sauce? Look at that. You can see the seasonings in there now. Done with the can opener. We'll go ahead and get the noodle water hot, because that could take a minute. And then I'll fold in this grease is trapped in this aluminum foil here and sit it down there just like that. This is going to be some pretty bomb spaghetti sauce, though. Clean this guy out. It's gonna drip dry anyway. It's just living up here. It'll dry. So far, our ingredients for this sauce are 3 pounds of crispy browned hamburger meat. I browned it on medium heat for probably an hour. With 1 large onion added about 20 minutes into the cooking process. Large onion diced, large diced. 5 regular cans of crushed tomatoes. 1 regular can of tomato paste, and by regular I mean the small 8-ounce can. That's also what I mean by regular can, the smallest available of whatever it is, like the regular size can. You know what a damn regular can is, don't you? 5 regular cans crushed tomatoes, 1 regular can tomato paste, 1 same tomato paste can of water, with probably 2 handfuls 2 handfuls oregano, 2 handfuls basil, 4 handfuls parsley, 1 packet crushed red pepper, probably 1 heavy pinch of salt, and probably half a handful of black pepper. I don't know how much these would really equate to measurement wise, but that's how I'm explaining it to you. Actually, gotta bring some heat up a little bit on that. Go about 2.5. I brought it from 2 up to 2.5. Just a little bit extra heat. Guys, like the video if you haven't yet. Thank y'all so much for being here. That's right, get you some of that noodle water. Bro, every now and again, I could go for one of them Skyrim wheels of cheese, bro. That shit just look good. But yeah, this sauce is going to be good. You don't really have to do those measurements how I did them. You can just get Italian seasoning and just add to taste. But this is the way I was taught to do it. My roommate Tony gave me his Italian grandmother's recipe. Well, not the whole thing. Ooh, another thing I'm gonna put in here. Give it a little sugar. Just a little dusting on the top. Stir that in. sweetness in the sugar will really cut down on the acidity of the onion. I mean, the tomato. Which I am looking for. Also, I stir the noodle water with the same spoon that I stir the sauce with. Because I think that's good for the noodles. I don't want to walk away from it. This has been in here for a while. Mushrooms in a bowl in the refrigerator. If you're looking, it'll never boil. You gotta just find something to do to kill time. When your back's turned is the only time it'll boil. Now it smells so nice. Rotate the pot, see if that helps. What can you do? I remember, long before I was living here, knowing how to make it out of tomatoes and ingredients when I was still just using jar sauce, which is fine, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that. The jar does fine. You get a little bit more substance. You can have more for less money doing it this way. Buying canned crushed tomatoes and just having ingredients on hand rather than the jar. But the jar is good. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anybody make you feel less than because you use a jar. I would get the same, 2.5 to 3 pounds of meat, and I would get one of those big jars of ragu flavored with meat, because that's what my grandmother used. And I would just put that sucker in there, brown my meat. I didn't do it like this. Like the way I used to do it when I showed you guys earlier, most people would just drain their meat here when it just looks done enough, because they're like, oh, it's going to keep cooking in the sauce for a while. But it's next level now. But back then, I would do same portions of meat, basically, with an onion and a pack of mushrooms and a jar of that sauce. And I would also add a can of tomato paste. Always did that. I'd always find a way to add the can of tomato paste. And I was just like, I think it adds flavor. Starting to get a little bubbling in this pot. But I want it to get to a rolling boil before I go in with the noodles. It's a lot of water too that I put in there. But I guess I do plan on making a good bit of noodles right now. I must admit, ready for this to be done. As much as I like to take my time with something, it does get boring. Just waiting. When it's not like gravy that I gotta sit here and stir it the whole time, which I guess I could just sit here and stir it the whole time, but man. Get all that flavor in there. You can see the seasonings. Oh yeah. You add salt to the water in a hefty amount. The water should be salty as the sea. Starting to bubble lightly on the bottom. The only thing that would make this better is if I had a big loaf of garlic bread. Just one of those big, like long Italian. Yeah, it's starting to bubble now. It's getting hot down there. Hell yeah. Taste the sweetness of the sugar. I've seen people do that, carve out a hole in the middle of the cheese wheel and just put the noodles in it and run the noodles around and melt the cheese into the noodles. I've seen some videos on that recently, actually. That's like a really, and then they have to go in and carve out the cheese where that gets done so that it doesn't like spoil the whole wheel. This sauce is incredible looking. Looks just like it does just about the other times I make it. And I usually do a pretty good job of it then too. Yay. Now we're starting to get somewhere with that water. we're starting to get some actual bubbles in the middle. A rolling boil is what I want. And we're getting there. All right. This thing's, I think, as rolling as it's going to get for an amount of water this much. Even stirring it, I can't hush it completely. All right. Get a bowl ready. It's a lot of water to keep hot, especially after you put a bunch of cold noodles in it. Or room temperature noodles. How long has this thing been going? It's almost 2.5 hours. So this has been a long process. Oh, I could feel that when it hit the edge. I could feel that wasn't done. Could hear it too, the noodle. You could hear the firmness of it. You could hear the firmness of the noodle hit the boiling pot. Salt's right. A little firm still. I want less al dente. R.I.P. indeed. One day I'll do the pet thing again, but I had all my dogs all at once and then just one after the other. I don't want to feel that again, man. Those fellas and that girl hold a special place in my heart. So special that like I just don't want to go through it again. These noodles are slowly sneaking towards what I would consider satisfactory. For me. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Killing the heat on it. Now, just a little. A couple splashes of the pasta water in there. vegetables here. I'm gonna pretty good bit of meat sauce. And here's our spaghetti. We made this from scratch, and this is about to be our first bite of it. Honestly, I need some more sauce. I'll be right back. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna This is going to be mostly just noodle. To give me an idea of what the sauce is like. Hell yeah. Get some of the sauce up here on top. Get some noodles. And sauce. Yep. That's a strong sauce. The noodles are perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. All right. Also, check out these onions that are in there. They're so sweet. That melted Parmesan off of the fork with that bite of onion was incredible just now. I did all right with the white shirt. We got some specks, but could have been a lot worse. I know it won't be the case, but I'm really just wanting to cut this stream off and find out later that someone took my shift. But I'm positive that will not be the case. Could be, but probably not. Hell yeah, dude. I just want some of just the sauce. So, when you cook the beef down for a long time like I did, instead of getting like these hunks of beef in bites, you get these crumbly, like it's almost like in every single bite, there's so much beef flavor because you give it a chance to cook all the way down to where it's like little pea-sized crumbles. And then by the time you add the tomato sauce, it breaks down even further. And then you end up, you see with the meat, there's no like chunky chunks of meat. It's mostly just onions. It's just like crumbly, you know? So good. when I'm eating it, that thing that I'm telling you about it being crumbly, like I can take a bite and just press it into the top of the mouth with my tongue, and it just breaks apart. It fully breaks apart, all of the meat, everything. The sauce was done right. All right, that's enough. That's enough for now. This is the fun part.
Duh. Bruh.
Hell yeah. I'm using my hands to get all of this stuck on melted Parmesan off the bottom of the thing so it doesn't taint my sponge. And it'll come off with your hands. Lord, please let someone have taken my shift tomorrow. I do not want to go. I'll probably feel fine once I get there, but man, just that getting there is such a struggle right now for me. This. All right, now I'm just gonna dump the sauce just like that. All right. Yep. I'm happy with that. Now we take clean paper towels to make sure. Yep. A clean white paper towel will let you know if there's any. Oh, there is. Now that I'm happy with. All right. And it'll finish drying up there. Burp. Dry there. A big thing of sauce. And we'll let this chill for a bit. Get these paper towels here and give the stove a quick once over. That sauce turned out really good, y'all. I was happy with it. Now, by the way, this ain't supposed to be presentable. It's just supposed to be clean. There's a wipe off that, and that's fine. That's good enough for me. And I got some cans of tomatoes and other things here to sit and dry. And our sink is dry. And that's that. Let me refill my water jug. This sauce is still warm, but if I got a clear spot in here to put it in, I do. I'm just gonna do that. So it can cool off in here. And it's not sitting next to anything that it shouldn't be. Oops. Okay. Calm down, bro. Good thing Z is dead. Who's Z? Spaghetti was good. Oh wait, I left the, hold on, let me go get the other microphone out of the sizzle spot. The spaghetti was good. But I do that and have been doing that a specific way for so long that it would be odd if it weren't. I wanted to make sure I didn't get any spaghetti sauce on this thing. I was like, does it smell like spaghetti? And I can't tell. But it was good. I do it often enough to where it can turn out to where it turns out good, you know, kind of every time. Zed is dead. Right. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to just normal mics there. I'm gonna plug the power in on those microphones and let them charge for a bit. Why not? Let's have a word from the sponsors, sure. There you go. We'll just do that. All right, Jade, roll Tide. Damn. Here's the thing. Normally, I would say, how about we switch over to the computer and play some games for a little while, but more than likely, I'm going to have to be at work tomorrow at 3 p.m. And I need to go to bed pretty soon, so... So, yeah. I probably should get out of here. And we've done all right. The spaghetti sauce is good. It turned out exactly how I wanted it to. All the flavors are there. It's good sauce. And I am going to be eating it for the next week. So, good thing it's good. Anyway, pretty incredible. We got a couple hundred people in here watching one of the cooking things. These used to do single digit live viewers, maybe a dozen tops, and now I got a couple hundred people in here. So I guess I was wrong to freak out about the channel losing steam because I took a few days off from streaming because of the sickness that I got. So I think we're going to be fine. I think everything's okay. And here we are. That being said, I will probably not see you guys again until Sunday night. But look for a couple of streams on Sunday. I'm gonna try to do a guitar thing with Greg because we've been putting that off for a couple months. I just haven't felt like it personally, and so yeah. Stay tuned for all that, and that's all I got for you. No outro or anything, nothing fancy, just a roll Tide. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank y'all so much for being here, and we'll see y'all after the weekend, okay? Night-night. Well, hold on. Let's see if there's somebody we can... Let's see if there's somebody we can raid right now. I don't know if anybody's live. Okay, McKay is live. We'll go hang out with McKay. All right, guys. Roll Tide.